Hello, everyone, and thanks for giving us a listen. If you'd like to show our support, please check out our Patreon and Linktree under Interactive Distractions for access to additional Day 1 content, as well as to be part of our awesome community. Thanks again, and we hope you continue to be distracted.
Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 427. My name is Christopher Riccio, and I am here with Geoff Keighley.
What up, guys?
Jason A. Striker.
Hey, how's it going?
And Travis Baum.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking some games. We're going to be talking a little bit of Showcase, a little bit of news. But before we do any of that, we got to go around the table and see how things are going. Geoff, I am most concerned about you, sir, because I'm hearing a lot about fires up in your area. What's going on up in Toronto and that area?
Canada is ablaze.
Canada is ablaze.
It has been for a while, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Been legal for quite some time to set fires to forests. Smokey the Bear would not be happy right now.
No.
Yeah, things are burning to the east and to the west, and
You'd
it's
be
kind
like,
of all.
Take off, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pack up your picnic and get out of here, bud.
Are they telling you all to stay indoors and things like that? Because
No,
of air
it's not
quality?
too bad here.
Okay.
It's a bit hazy. It definitely smells like campfire when you go outside. But it's nothing too nuts. Today, I think some outdoor type stuff like the zoo had like limited hours and stuff like that, and they canceled some like events. But there's places like in the States that are getting it way worse than we are here.
Yeah,
like New
'cause it's
York
all
and
blowing
Jersey
south.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting it real bad.
Yeah, we had this
Looks like
issue
Mars.
in
It's
the
really
the
crazy.
North Bay 4 years ago, something like that. When our sky turned orange as well, it was ridiculous. It was scary, man.
I remember hearing about those days.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Look
really-
outside and it's like fucking apocalypse.
Yep.
The worst part about that is because we had bad fires here a couple of years into me moving as well, and when that air quality is so bad, because I mean I used to smoke cigarettes, but I haven't smoked in a long time. But like when you get like secondhand smoke, remember like 10 years, 10, 15, no, it was longer, like 20 years ago when you can like smoke in bars or smoke in restaurants, they had smoking sections and like you would have to sit in there. And if you're not a smoker, like you would come back like the next day after being in a smoky bar all night and like you wake up and your throat's like it's like really, really rough on your throat. It's like that if you're breathing in that bad air quality, and it's really, really terrible and stuff like that. So yeah, it's brutal. Like even when Jason said that, he had those fires, like it made the LA sky a little hazy, a little orange as well. That fire was really, really, really brutal. But I'm glad you guys are safe. I'm glad it's because it's over in old Quebec, right? It's not really near Toronto.
No, it's not really near here.
Yeah, so you guys are pretty good.
So we got lucky.
I actually
We're
just
lucky
kind of
now.
looked at it, and the air quality in Toronto right now is actually about the same as where we are right now. Like it's coming down south that far. So like
Wow.
I looked at it, and like the rating was like in the 90s, which is kind of like a moderate. And it's we're in the 90s in Roswell today too. That's where we were at. And like I'm looking at New York, and New York is in like 160s and things like that, and it just gets really bad. So yeah, I mean, I hope that shit gets under control soon, because that's scary.
Yep, I'm hoping so too, man. Especially for everyone out there and both sides, because they're like evacuating areas, like not full on evacuation or anything, but they're telling people in certain areas to kind of relocate for a bit. So
Yeah.
thoughts with them. Hopefully things get better. Luckily for here, it's not too bad. Still not working. They still don't have my shit together, so we don't have to talk about that.
Wow.
And it's still annoying.
It's been 3 weeks, dude.
Yeah, they fix something again, and then something else screws up, and then I'm up and running for a bit, and then I try to do something, and it doesn't work. So I just told them like this week, I was just like, hey man, like I'm scheduled to gradually get back to work with 4-hour days. So after 1 p.m., I'm not replying to anything. I said straight up, because I mean, like I'm not getting my full pay during this period because I've already used up all my short term. So if I'm not going to get my full pay, and it's technically coming from insurance, not my employer, then I'm not going to be waiting around and not schedule my other stuff around what my working hours should be. So And I had a meeting with my manager this morning, and everything went fine. He's like, hey, just let you know, like, don't worry about your job or anything like that. Like, everything's good. It's just I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, I got games to play, so not that big of a deal. I mean,
I'll be fine, sir.
Yeah,
I got it from this end.
Like I've never played 7 a.m. Street Fighter before in my life, but hey, it's,
Unless you stayed up all night. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been there. We've all been there.
Yep. But yeah, other than that, we had our annual guys weekend last weekend. That was fun. Not a huge turnout this year. There's only like 6 of us, and I went for one day, one night, and left the other day. I usually go for 2 nights, but due to circumstances, I didn't want to go up for 2 nights just to be safe. But it was fun. It was good.
Do
First
they
time being
like
there's.
I'm sorry, when those guys get together, like, do they go hard? Like,
We used to, like back in the day, we used to. Now, no, not at all. Like, I mean, even I was the first one to go to bed on the Saturday, but they went to bed probably around like 1, which would be early. Like, we used to go really hard till roughly maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mhm.
Some people would still go hard, but
Yeah.
yeah, they weren't up too late, and it wasn't all rowdy, and it wasn't like shots all day long. It was just kind of
Yeah.
like casually drinking here and there and playing card games and lawn games and stuff. So it was good. It was a good time. And yeah, I'm happy I was able to do it. But that's it for me, man.
stuff.
Nothing else is new. This weekend I'm gonna go see Transformers with a group of friends, so that should be
Sweet.
cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Good deal. Jason, what's up?
I don't think much is going on right now. Just waiting for job stuff. Playing some Street Fighter, and yeah, just kind of waiting. Just in a holding pattern, as it were. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy going on right now, but nothing super bad. So
Well,
there's
that's
that. Yeah, I'm good.
How's the fam?
Family's very good. Yeah, my wife's still a superhero. She made bibimbap tonight. It's like Korean. Oh man,
Nice.
so good, so good. I love her so much. I'm very.
I feel
lucky,
like
by
she's
the way.
made that a few times for you.
Oh yeah,
Where she's like she must make it a lot.
yeah, pretty often, I guess. Often enough to
Nice.
her, but not often enough to where I get sick of it. So
No.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be.
that's
where you
exactly
wanna
where I want to be in bibimbap land. That's my destination.
All right.
Yeah. How about you, Trev?
Well, about I don't know, until about an hour ago, I would say everything's fine and I have nothing to talk about, but we are in critical danger levels, gentlemen. Oh my God. So, my wife and I, Melissa, we have we live in a townhouse, and it has 3 bathrooms in it. And we are not the most proactive people in the world when it comes to, fixing
Pottying.
things,
Oh, no,
yeah,
Or
like it's
preventative maintenance. Is that where this is going?
exactly. Yeah,
Gotcha.
not very big on that. So a long time ago in the master bathroom, a light went out. So we rarely use that. I still use that for showers and I like bathe by like phone light. So it's still being used, but I still use the bathroom in there because
A
that's where the
light
bidet
went
is,
out.
and I'm
You just have to change a light bulb. Like what?
it's okay. I hear you. Everybody
Like what are
says
you
this.
talking about?
It's weird.
I wasn't gonna say
Does it
anything.
take to change a light
It's a
bulb?
Change a
weird.
light
It's a weird tube, like it's a weird shaped tube, and it's like inside the It's like inside the receptacle, and like
It's a
it can't
fluorescent.
pull out. It is, but like
Okay.
it's weird, and I think it's actually installed incorrectly, and that's why I can't get it out. But I've tried to pull this light out of the fixture multiple times. It will not come out, and I know if I pull any harder, it's going to shatter in my hand. So I've just been like, okay, you know what? We have 2 other bathrooms, and that's fine. 3 weeks ago, the downstairs.
Guess we're down a bathroom. All right. Sorry.
but we're fine. We have 2.
Sure.
We have 2 out of 3.
Yep.
Ain't bad.
3 weeks ago, the
But-
downstairs bathroom light
The
bulb went out
downstairs
too,
bathroom.
and now shit's
No.
suckers.
The light bulb is fine. Oh, well, one of the
Okay.
light bulbs went out. The other one that also works with the vent, that one's still functioning. We're all good there. But the toilet is constantly running, and now it will take about an hour and a half to flush. I mean, not to fill up all the way so it can be flushed again.
Yep.
So if you flush once and it's a weak flush already and it doesn't flush everything, you have to wait an hour and a half to try to flush it again. It's a pain. We don't even use that bathroom anymore.
Hey, Melissa, we're moving.
Yep.
We did actually think about it because like the microwave broke as well, and it's like let's
Oh
just
no.
move to a different. Let's stay in this apartment complex. Let's move to another apartment, another
Wow.
unit, and we'll have a refreshed everything. But
You don't
so
own the place, right? You're renting.
no, it's just a rental. Yeah,
You have a
own
Just
landlord?
something
get
in
them to come out.
In California. Get
Well,
out
no,
of
of
here.
course
Come
not.
on.
That's why I say so. Get them to come out and fix it. You pay fucking rent. Tell them to come out and
I
fix
get
their
it.
shit.
But then I would have to like deep clean. And I don't want to do that. I have video games to play. So anyway, story's not over. Down 2 bathrooms, 1 out of 3. This bathroom right here in the office still works
I
like
know
a
where this is
champ.
going. This is
The flush, the handle just
Mhm.
snapped off
Oh.
right before we recorded.
okay. So there's a way around that.
so tomorrow I've already contacted my wife. She had to work. She works hybrid, so she had to be in the office today. So I texted her. I said we are down all 3 bathrooms officially. So tomorrow I am excusing myself of all applications or resume submissions, and I'm deep cleaning the house, and we're gonna put in a call and get everything fixed because we are now down all bathrooms. Like we can still use some of the bathrooms.
Mhm.
It's just that there are major luxuries or functions that are just like not working, and it's just every bathroom's a pain in the butt now. So tomorrow is cleaning day, and I don't know. I'm just gonna
Jason,
put
I'm
some.
really upset. My upstairs bathroom, I can't use the bidet anymore. I mean, it's just awful.
Hey, you joke?
Burn it
You
down.
joke?
Burn it all
You
down.
joke?
Burn it
Use
all
a bidet
down.
once. Use a bidet once. It'll change your life. So anyway, that's what's
No,
going on with me, guys.
Travis, you should be able to
Yeah,
just
what's up?
lift the top off and pull the chain up to flush it. Like
Yep.
you can still flush it.
Yep.
I can, and I'm fine with doing that. My wife is not going to be fine with doing that, so it has to be fixed.
Fair enough.
So that's it for me. Christopher, hit me with the news. Tell me something good.
What do I have? I don't have a lot. So this weekend we did what did we do this weekend? I had a D&D session that was fun.
Nice.
My dog, Flash, my golden retriever, he is now in a dock diving class. So got to take him to that. And I did not get to bring my kids to
Dock
it. because they
diving
were
in the 21st and a half century. Sorry.
But yeah, he loves being in the water. So all it took was like one time of him realizing that he could just jump in, and that was it. Like trying to get him out was the problem. But he loves to do that. So that's something that I've been trying to get him to do. Right now, he still only jumps like from the ramp into the water. Like they have a ramp that goes into the water, and he just jumps from the ramp. So he hasn't actually jumped off the dock yet. He's done it before. He just doesn't remember, and I don't know if he's afraid to do it or what. But
do you think
so hopefully we're going to work on that.
Do you think he'd save you if you jumped in and started flailing about, pretending you were drowning? Do you think he'd come and rescue you?
I think he would try, believe it or not.
Nice.
He
That's good
is very attuned to. Well, this is what I'll say. I don't know if he would try and come and save us, but I do know that he can definitely change a light bulb. But he's very attuned to the emotions of the people in the house. So like whenever someone gets frustrated or upset or whatever, like he immediately comes over and like sits right in front of that person to let them like be a part of his space, like pet him and just get some love and that kind of thing. He's really attuned to our emotional state. And sometimes it's kind of annoying because like if I have both the dogs down here in the basement, like in the evening while I'm gaming, like right now I don't have Flashy down here. I just have Clea. She's kind of laying on the couch just chilling out. But if Flashy's down here, if I'm playing a game and I make like one sound of disapproval, like he comes over and wants to sit right in front of me, and his head is right where I have the controller when I'm playing. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna put my hands over here, and he kind of pushes his head over. So it's like a constant like dodgeball game with my dog trying to being able to play. But you know, he's a fantastic dog. So but yeah, so that was one thing that we did this weekend. And my son is currently doing a fencing camp.
Nice.
What?
Where do you find those?
He loves it.
That is
He loves it.
That's badass.
Don't you have to be like a certain
loves
age
it.
to do that?
Actually, he did it once before when he was
Or,
like 11,
French?
so or 10 or 11.
Huh.
You have to be French. Yes, you have to be French. But he's been doing it all week. He actually said after dinner today that he wanted to go to bed early so I could get up quicker and go to
Wow.
fencing class.
That's a
I was
big
like,
deal.
Stabby
fuck
stab,
yes.
man.
What a swashbuckler he is.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we've been struggling to find something like physical that he will want to do, and it's been a challenge. But he's really taken to fencing. So this was just like a week-long camp to kind of get an idea if he likes it. So we're going to start signing him up for classes. And then the high school that he would go to, Centennial, has a fencing team. So he could
Get out of
be
here.
on the fencing team. So that's kind of a direction we're going now too. So that's where we're at.
Smells like a full paid scholarship to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like that.
I can only hope, sir, because I am saving up to pay for his college. That's the one thing. It's like as a person who pretty much had nothing growing up and had to get a job at 14 and bought my first car for like $600 or whatever, and it had a bad engine and all this other shit. I was like, that's how I learned responsibility. So I'm like, you're going at 14. I want you to go get a job, and I am not buying you a car. I will help you buy a car, but you have to save your own money for it. So I've talked about like all that stuff. But the one thing, 14, I had a job. Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were telling
14
Liam at 14 he has to get a job. I'm
Better
like,
start saving.
Yeah, at 14, I want him to get a job. Yes.
Oh yeah.
is that legal there?
Yeah.
Sadly,
you have
yes.
to. So with a work permit from their school. So at 14, you can get a job. It's very, very restrictive. Like you can only do certain things.
It's minimal.
You can
hours.
only
I think
work
it's like
during the
15
school
hours or
year.
something.
During the school year, you can only
Okay.
work 18 hours.
So he can't
a
just
week.
go somewhere and
You
be
can-
like he's working at Taco Bell or something like that.
Well, he can work at Taco Bell, but he can pretty much only run the register or clean the dining room. He can only work at most 8 hours a day, 18 hours a week. So there's a lot of restrictions around 14 and 15-year-olds. Once you get to 16, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So
He's gonna early on. He's gonna. There will probably be some grumbles about that, but man, I'm telling you, when he hits 21, 22, that is going to pay dividends so bad. I mean, just from like personal experience, like I was kind of given, believe it or not, I was kind of given everything in my life. So like by the time it was time to get out on my own, I had a lot of learning to do when I was set, because I moved out at 17, and I learned a lot of hard lessons really, really, really quickly. Was not smart financially, and I had a best friend who, and then when I was growing up, I was bought like all the PlayStation games, all the systems, and everything like that. So my friends come over, they had all the things to play with, and then my buddy John. His parents did the same exact thing you did. Like he had to work at like 15 or 16. They bought him a car, but it was like a $500 non-running jalopy. And they're like, we bought you this car, but if you want to fix it, one, you're using your own money, and two, you're fixing it yourself. And he did. And he loved that car. It was a piece of shit, but he loved that car.
Absolutely.
And he is
There's
one
a
of the
connection
most
there because
and he's one of the most responsible people I know to this day. And I'm telling you, it's going to pay dividends. That is great.
I didn't
stuff.
have much of a choice because my mom actually didn't really make enough money to support us in most cases. So at 14 years old, I was working as much as I could. I would just sign my paycheck and hand it to her. You know, that's kind of the way it worked. And then once I turned 16 and I could work more hours, that basically got sports out the window because I was working more hours than, and I couldn't really I couldn't do like after school stuff. But I would save that money. Like since day one, like I, bought my own car, paid my own insurance. If I wanted a phone or, wow, date myself, a pager at the time. Like I paid for all that shit. I paid for that service, right? But that's the thing. And I'm the same way with Link and Liam. And I've said the same thing to my daughter. And it's like, if you want these things, get a job, right? The one thing I am not that way about is college. If I can pay for all of their college, I will pay for all of their college. I'm going to do everything I possibly can because I know how hard that was for me. And I had it easy anyway because I was in state. I commuted and lived at home. So I didn't have anything on campus or anything like that. So I had like a best case scenario from a money standpoint, and I still owed like $10,000-$12,000 after I graduated. So if I can do that for them, I absolutely will. I've got some unfortunate circumstances that gave me some money to pull from for that. I have a nest egg that I inherited that I am saving specifically for my kids' college. So
Sounds like you're using it for good. So there you go.
yeah, that was a very long conversation about stuff that most of these people don't care about.
No, it's good. It's good. I
think
care.
it's good.
Yeah, I'm invested.
Good stuff. Well, let's talk about some games. I am going to start with Jason this week because I know there's a lot of Street Fighter 6 to talk about.
No, there's not a lot actually.
What?
Yeah.
What?
There's a ton.
Oh god.
What is happening?
What's happening is I don't know. Like it's a weird. I'm scared of it. I'm scared
of it.
Yeah, I'm scared of going out and playing ranked.
I've noticed you have not played any ranked matches.
I've not done any ranked matches yet.
What are you afraid of?
I don't know.
Well, that's fine. Just go play friendlies with the. We got a big group of people,
and that's what I've been doing. And I've been spending some time in the training mode as well. But I don't know what it is. It's a weird like imposter syndrome thing. It's messed up.
I'm right there with you. Like when I was playing Madden regularly, it took me a couple of months, 2 or 3 months to even attempt ranked matches online. Like I don't know what it was. Like because I'm assuming that Street Fighter tracks your like your win-loss records and everything like that. And like the thought of having like a shitty record like gives me so much anxiety before I even attempt anything.
Yeah, me too.
Like I want those stats to look good. So I know I completely get that.
And I think part of it is just this like I'm not allowing myself to have fun because I feel like I should be, looking for jobs and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's been hard to keep up with.
I kind of get that though. I kind of get that. Like, yeah.
I don't want to allow myself to like relax, I guess, or have a good time.
The thing about it, Jason, is that you just you got to get to the point where when you look at your day, you can look back at your day and say, "Well, I did these things," and I feel like I feel like that was a lot.
Yeah, that'll get me there sometimes. Sure.
Yeah. And I can understand where you're coming from.
I feel the same way. Like I feel way better about playing a lot of video games in a day when I make sure that I do at least a few things that's productive. Not necessarily productive like job wise, just anything. Clean the fucking kitchen or did the dishes, did something like that. And I do a few. I always make sure I do at least one of those things first thing in the morning. Then I can sit my ass down for a bit, then repeat. Yeah. But yeah, I hear that for sure.
You can also trick your brain as well and maybe play. I mean, it sounds like a joke at first, but like play video games first thing in the morning when you have like some free time in the morning, and then after you play, you can you kind of like okay, I had some fun, and now it's time to get down to business.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes you need a little kickstart.
I gotta fight myself. I gotta fight my brain. Fight my brain. Man. Yeah, I know.
Like set a goal for yourself every day. Hey, I need to send in this many applications or whatever, right? Yeah. And when you reach that goal, you reward yourself. That's how it works.
By losing online in Street Fighter.
By losing online.
Shit.
I think you're gonna be pretty.
Also
surprised.
have confidence in yourself, Jason. Come on.
My Kimberly's okay. I don't know. For not playing much, like she's all right.
Just go in and try. Like I got.
It sounds easy. It sounds easy, but it's much harder to make myself do shit like that.
No, I know. I hear you, but it's
for whatever reason.
I didn't play 5 ranked matches. I don't think at all.
Yeah,
if maybe a few. But I am all up in ranked for this one. Just because I find it's the only way I can get better. I can't do the training room thing. I can do the training room thing for like combo stuff. Be like, hey, this works here. But if I don't actually do it in matches, like I got put into like because they do the whole like 10. I think it's 10 matches that it places you. I think I got placed in matches. So I got placed in like bronze 3, I think it was, or bronze 4. And I didn't know where that was at the time. I just figured it was last. It turns out it wasn't last. No. There's Iron, 2 under that.
Iron and Rookie? Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, Iron and Rookie. And then I was shitting the bed after those placement matches. and I was like on the verge of going out to iron. I was like, I need to step back. I need to just concentrate on more things. And then I got like stuck at bronze 3 and 4 ish.
hmm
And then I was like, okay, need to work just playing friendlies with people. And then I went back and then finally got to silver. But I don't think like you're definitely at a better level than I was at the start for sure. And Blue Steel, like for instance, he is pretty good, and he did his placement matches, and he
Mhm.
actually got put in iron.
Oh shit.
And the last time we played before he did his placement matches, his Ken was pretty damn good, so that was surprising, and he was pretty bummed about it. He was pretty salty, but I told him like, "Look, bright side is now you probably have an easy way to get up to gold."
Yeah, totally.
And I think he went on a 10-game winning streak right when he tried and got right up to silver right away. I'm like, there you go. So getting put in a lower one isn't exactly that a bad thing. You
Yeah,
might
That sounds about right for Blue. Yeah.
you
In
might end
bowling, we
up
call that
liking it.
sandbagging.
Sandbagging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have been
I'm a
sandbagging it.
huge fan. Huge fan. Yeah.
I've been known to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I've sandbagged a few times. sure.
It's like, hey, then you get the part where it gets hard, and you're like, oh shit, new
Yeah.
character time.
Well,
Sandbag
yeah,
again.
I will probably hop on tonight. I keep telling myself that, but yeah, we'll see.
I was gonna give you shit because I was like, we need that scrub sport hoodie, but apparently we've already unlocked it. So
Yeah, I think it got
We're
unlocked
good.
right away. I think, didn't it? I don't know.
oh, I have no idea.
I don't
Those
know.
menus are such a mess, man. That
Yeah,
game, I
they
don't know
are.
What's
They're pretty
yeah,
rough.
I didn't know how to put on the scrub sport hoodie, but then ZA's told us in the chat. I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit!
Okay, it's already
I can
there.
be a Jason Voorhees looking motherfucker with a scrub sport hoodie.
Yeah, with a scrub sport hoodie.
Yeah.
Game of
Yeah.
the year. That's
Already.
it. It's over.
All right. We don't even need to do the game of the year.
But I want to play more Street Fighter with you, man.
Yes.
We
I
got to
just-
set up some kind of friendly night. I can't do late nights anymore. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But
Early
we'll
morning's
figure
been
something out.
working out like 10 o'clock or whatever. So
That's
like-
usually pretty good because I usually find
Oh.
out around 9 if I'm going to be working or not. So
well,
today
aside
the
from
servers are all fucked up.
And then about 9:30, they tell me none of their shit works, and then I just log off.
it's like, all right,
Mhm.
back to Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I did some non-gaming stuff, and
No.
the price of a 2 terabyte M2 drive for the PlayStation 5
Oh.
finally hit under
Oh.
$100.
Yeah.
So I finally snatched one up, got here,
Nice.
and yeah, installed it. It was super breeze.
Super easy install, right?
Yep, except for the damn case trying to get it back on. That was a huge pain in the ass. It just didn't
you
want
mean
to
the-
slide in. It
Gotcha.
yeah. That was rough. But we got there. And now we got 2 fresh terabytes, give or take.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
I have no
Good
idea what
feeling
the
you
hell.
souped
I'm-
up your console.
Yeah, I guess so. But then I started going through and like looking at stuff like, no, I don't really want any stuff installed right
You don't
now.
need this
I
right
don't
now.
need it. I've got the stuff that I want. I'm good. But just in case.
Just in
Hey, man.
case.
Just in
Same.
case.
You have,
Yeah.
you have, you,
Better
you have
than
like
not.
you have like a terabyte internet speed, so any game could be installed in between like
Yeah.
5 and 15 minutes max. Not even 15 minutes, like
Right.
10 minutes.
Unless it's Final Fantasy VII. But we'll get to that later.
So, yeah, we'll get to that. That blows my mind. Anyway, but yeah, I've never like, in my
Foreshadowing.
mind, I want to have a bigger hard drive in my PlayStation, but like I know that I would install it, I would pay the money, I'd install it, and I mean I can't fix a toilet, but I would open up my PlayStation to
Right.
get out of here. But I just feel like I would need it. I would do the same thing. I'd be like, do I want this in here? Do I want this?
Can't
in
change
here?
a light bulb, but you know.
Yeah. You can dissect the fuck out of a PlayStation 5.
Quick.
Uh,
Quick. It all boils
That's
down
funny.
to like I'll do it if I want to do it. And,
Yeah.
yeah. So
good stuff. Anything else, Jason?
No, man.
you wanna
That's
discuss?
about it.
Any
Yeah.
other Street Fighter talk, Jeff?
I still haven't touched World Tour mode. Don't think I'm going to after Jason. I just
I was
going to
say,
put in
weren't
the
you
effort.
told not to?
I kind of
Yeah.
like I kind of want that time back. I kind of do.
Yeah.
Part
Everyone
of-
I've talked to.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like,
go ahead.
part of me like enjoyed my time in that world. You know, it was fun texting with Ryu and stuff, and
Texting with Ryu.
I don't know if you text
Wow.
with Ryu, but some of the people you text with.
Someone you text with.
DG,
yeah.
I know you do for sure. Anyway, but it ends on such a fucking limp note. It's just Like there's no conclusion. There's no conclusion, and there's barely any progression, and there's grinding involved, and there's no way for you to like even max out like one of your contacts,
like allies or
through
whatever.
one playthrough. You have to do a shit ton of work after the fact.
And that's how you open up the costumes, right?
Yes.
Secondary ones.
Yep. And
You don't want to know how I
it
open
would
up
take
the costumes.
forever. You paid for them.
Don't say it.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh
I didn't
no.
buy all of them though. I bought I think I bought 500 whatever those
Okay.
ticket things are worth. So I got all of Cammy's stuff. And then I think I opened up a couple colors for characters I think I might dabble in, but I'm saving enough for another costume until I know who my secondary character is going to be.
Good.
Then I'm going to go.
I'm just going to throw this out there, Jeff. Like
Yeah.
2007, Jeff, when we first started this podcast, would be making fun of you right now.
Oh, fuck yeah, for sure. Definitely. I want them to bring back you have to play the story, the arcade mode with everyone and beat it to open up like fucking characters and costumes and stuff.
If they keep it manageable, like in this game, you can do either 5 or 12 rounds in arcade mode or whatever, and that'll give you your traditional like opening and closing end scenes and such. But then they've got the World Tour, which is like 20 plus hours.
Yeah, no,
and you can barely get anything out of it. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know, dude.
See, I guess that kind of pissed me off too, because you said you have to play more than one to get everything, so no, so I don't feel bad about spending that money. Whatever. I kind of
either do I. Yeah,
it's probably not gonna be
too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna buy the one when new characters come out too. So it is what it is. It's the way we consume video game garbage now.
I respect it, Jeff. I'm with you.
Thanks, man.
I got your back, man.
Anything else with Street Fighter? No, I just been playing a lot. It was down today. That was disappointing. It was down up until half an hour before we started recording.
Oh no!
And then Harlock was finally able to get online, and then I was like, well, I'm recording, so no worries. I can play tomorrow. But yeah, no, it's great. I love it. It's fun. It is all the things I wanted it to be.
All right. Travis.
Hi. Let's see. So obviously Diablo, I'm still plugging away pretty heavy at that. I am I'm not sure where some of you, because I know Chris, you're playing a little bit. Jason, I thought I should log in
every once in a while,
little bit. So everybody's had a taste.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I've been distracted by other things outside of the story. So it's like, ooh, side quest, ooh, event, ooh, dungeon. So I'm just like running around. It's like I haven't even finished the first like main story quest after you get to the first big town, and I'm like, I think I'm like level 20 or something like that, and I just haven't done any of that. I've just been doing, random stuff just because I'm enjoying it. So, I have to ask a question though. I know you're pretty far. I know you're really far. Are the town portals just gone?
They're there. Portals? No.
Yeah, the scrolls, the portal scrolls.
The scrolls. Yeah, they're gone.
Scrolls are gone.
You just hit down on the D-pad, I think.
Yeah.
And you can go back to town and then come back to where you started.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I will try that because I've been hitting up and it gives you all the different choices. So
yeah, it's the D-pad motion.
Solely that item is solely why I could not get into the Diablo 2 remaster. It's just it was way too tedious after playing 200 hours of Diablo 3. Yeah,
we've come so far since then.
Yeah, and they still do it similar. Do have similar issues in Diablo 4 with like gems. Like there's no gem pouch or anything, and I feel like that's going to be a future fix because at all times you're going to have 7 or 8 gems clogging up your inventory, and it just
you know what? It's interesting because I feel like they did such a good job separating all the inventory out so that it was easier to manage, like with having weapons and armor, and then you've got like quest items, and then potions don't take up any space anymore, things like that, and then the gems are just scattered in your inventory, and it's
so weird why they just let that slide.
It's an unusual choice, I'll say it that way. I hope that you're right. I hope they do like a gem bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's odd that they didn't think about that, and I mean maybe they did and they felt it was warranted to keep it in. But so right now I don't know what my game time is, but I've been playing a lot. I have a crew that I've been playing with pretty consistently, and we've been working with each other to get as high up as possible. And especially with Final Fantasy 16 around the corner, I wanted to get as high and get a good build and get as high a level as possible to get there. So I'm level 64, 63, 64.
Damn.
I
What's max
just
level?
max level is 100. So
Okay.
still got a ways to go for max level. But right before we recorded, about an hour and a half before, I said, you know what? Let me give, before we podcast tonight, let me give the final capstone dungeon a shot and see if I can bump up the world tier 4, which is the highest difficulty right now. And for the uninitiated, what that is essentially, you're when you start the game, you have 2 difficulty levels open up to you, which is basically like easy or normal, or easy and normal. And once you get to level 50, beat the game, you can jump up to the next level, but you have to. There's like a barrier of entry in the form of a dungeon called a capstone dungeon, and then if you beat that dungeon, then you can go to the next tier, which gives you more experience, more gold, and better quality loot. And I have been in World Tier 3, leveled up to over 60, and then took a shot in the dark with my build. I was pretty confident, and I ran through and almost effortlessly was able to get through that. Now I'm in the highest world tier. So I'm very, very far in the game. And just about to start a whole new, I mean, the game doesn't start until you get the final difficulty level, essentially, because there's so many new gears. I don't think they're gear sets, but there's new gear that was not available to anyone at World Tier 3. So I'm looking forward to that. But I feel I've played enough to where I could like kind of like internally review this game, and it's my game of the year. Like even over Zelda, I was thinking about it. Like as special as Zelda was, there was kind of like it was very similar to Breath of the Wild. And as much fun as I had, when I'm not playing Diablo, I am thinking about Diablo constantly, way more than I was thinking about Zelda when not playing Zelda. Just the simple mathematics going into this game, and like grinding out new like the trial and error, and grinding out different types of build and new weapons, and gambling at your items and seeing if you can like it's just so addictive to like in the dopamine hit that you receive, like getting new weaponry and new armor and stuff like that. It's
So
just
I gotta ask you, because
it's really great.
you were saying that you weren't liking the drop rates before
Oh,
of stuff.
that fixed. Yeah, that fixed.
Okay, because I was gonna say I'm level 15 and I have 2 legendaries. So
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
You
I'm like,
do?
I got 2. Yeah, I have 2 legendaries and I'm level 15.
Yeah,
I
no,
haven't gotten anything yet, so
I was just thrown because I played the open and the closed beta, and I mean, as early as possible. I mean, it's raining legendaries on you, so it just kind of threw me off when I'm playing, and I'm like, I'm just not having fun because I'm not getting that dopamine hit of constantly getting those oranges and that
what's
sound
the
effect
order?
dropping.
Right? There's basically the
Blue,
common like
yellow,
mundane stuff, and there's the magic, then there's the rare, and then what's after that?
then
Legendary, that's the
legendary.
orange, and
Okay,
then there's
so
kind of like
okay,
a then there's like a tan khaki color, which are
that's the
your
sets, right?
that's the well, there are no sets, I don't believe, in the game yet. They're gonna unlock sets later, but those are called uniques.
Hmm.
And then and when you hit World Tier 3, they're like different versions of legendaries. They're still orange, but they're called sacred. So you get sacred legendaries, and they're stronger versions of the legendaries that you've been getting on World Tier 1 and 2. So like every difficulty tier, you're gonna get new upgraded forms of gear and everything like that. So it keeps it interesting.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
after like
I have not seen a legendary yet. So
yeah, it's going to take a while to see a bunch. But like once you hit around level 30, 40, around there, like they're going to start raining on you. Like I said, I was just kind of thrown because the betas were so plentiful, and then early on in the game I was just like, the beta was way more fun. But finishing everything up, like the story and everything, I felt it was passable. It just felt unfinished. Like when you finish the game, it's probably my biggest gripe of the entire experience so far. They've already announced that they have a couple of expansions
Yeah,
already,
exactly.
but
Yeah.
Diablo 3 vanilla still had a very, very good climax and ending. And Diablo 4, I don't feel doesn't, and they're just setting you up for the continuation of the story. Like I feel like, yeah, to
that's
get the ending,
frustrating.
It is. It is. I was a
Yeah, that's frustrating.
little disappointed by that. Like, there's some great stuff in the story, but like overall, like I think 3 was a much better experience in terms of the narrative. But again, not bad. It kind of left me hanging. Um, I mean, overall, I think this is like the best Diablo experience that there is. Like, there's really no reason to go back to 2. There's really no reason to go back to 3 because they take the best things from 2 and 3 and throw them in here. And because like you have like the art style and the aesthetic and the setting of 2, but then you have like all the later generational upgrades of 3.
Quality of life stuff.
Exactly, yeah, and it's just a much, much better experience there. The gameplay is super tight. I couldn't be more happy with how like, once I got into a build that worked, I was super happy with the sorcerer, because I was getting a little frustrated at first because they nerfed 2 of my builds, like, right off the bat, they nerfed 2 of my builds, and, like, eventually I got to the point where and with the help of some guides, because I'm not that smart, um I was able to like essentially just be a powerhouse. So it was a fun journey to get there. And now that I'm there, like I'm just like mowing through enemies. Even on World Tier 4, I feel like I'm still um, handling things pretty well, even though I'm technically underleveled. Um, and really, the biggest question that I had going into the end of Diablo was the end game, because I knew that they were going games as a service with this title, and I was a little worried about that because I mean, like Chris had a very bad Destiny addiction for quite some time,
I
and
don't know what you're
I
talking about.
think I think Destiny's endgame for a while was really, really, really good. I think it is a lot more convoluted now and a lot harder to get into. Where I think if I put down Diablo for 3 weeks, 3 4 weeks to play Final Fantasy 16, I feel like going back into Diablo 4 after a lapse like of a month, um, I think I would know exactly what to do. It's a really, really good end game. There are like 3 or 4 main activities that you do to progress your character or try to find new loot. But they're all varied enough, and of course, like a lot of the game's randomized, so it always somehow seems fresh. Now, how that feels in a couple of months, that remains to be seen. But as of right now, if I'm like putting a review on this, I'm very, very satisfied with the end game. I like where it's at, and I feel that hopefully, anything they add will be nice and additive, and while keeping the old content fresh and everything. Yeah, overall, pretty psyched about it. I think it is my go-to game of the year, especially over Zelda. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm pumped for you guys to play more and get up in the level, and we can, you know, mess around, get jiggy with it. I
Yeah, I'll
can't
get
believe I
there.
said that shit. Anyway, that's it.
That
Oh,
doesn't surprise me at all.
yeah. So, and bringing back that old 1999 hit. So, Will Smith hit, get it? Um,
Yeah,
so
it
the other thing
slaps.
I played. Nice. So the other thing
I hate you
that I
both. I
played,
just.
I mean, Jeff and I, we've always been there. We've always been right here. So, um, this is kind of like a spoiler to our news segment and everything, but at the showcase, probably the biggest pop for me was that not only did we get a date for Lies of P, we also got a demo, and I played that as well.
Tell me
And
about
that
this.
is a
You were mentioning it.
that yeah, that's a delicious little game, boys. Um, so okay, it feels, and this is the highest praise that I can get it. It feels like gameplay wise, combat, the tightness of the controls. Um, it feels like From Software made this game. I I can say that with all confidence. I am going to dig the hell out of this game. This is like the spiritual successor of Bloodborne that we've been waiting for since they refused to give us a HD remaster of any sort or a sequel. This is that successor. It's not quite as intense. It's more slow, like a Dark Souls, but there are, you get that Bloodborne aesthetic, that
The
Victorian
atmosphere is
esque.
very Bloodborne-y.
Yeah, yeah, very, very much so. But gameplay wise, it's like it is a Souls game. It is a From Software Souls game at its core, and I would say almost to a fault, because in the demo they do nothing new. There's nothing different. Like one of my favorite Souls likes that I cannot preach enough praise is the series The Surge.
Oh
Have you
yeah,
guys played that?
Hmm.
I was gonna say that in
Yeah.
jest,
I
but
haven't.
I'm glad you said it.
This
That's really good.
It's really, really good, and they have a really, really great twist. If you're a Souls-like fan and you have not played it, you've got to play Surge 1 and 2. They're both great, but the gameplay is really nice and tight. It plays well, but they have a hook, which is when you're fighting, you can also aim at arms, limbs, legs, torso, and so like you can choose to like dismember, you can choose to go for and pieces can be armored, some pieces can be unarmored, so you can go for high damage or you can go for the armor pieces because that gives you resources or new armor. So like there's a lot of decisions you make with each fight, and it was a really, really great twist on the Souls like genre. There's nothing like that in Lies of P. It's fine because what they do
In the
is
demo.
like in the demo so far,
Yeah.
but like what they give you a piece of everything. I feel because I made it all the way through, and I feel like they give you a good piece of everything. And I believe that the developers set out to just make a solid experience and not do with an interesting setting, while not really doing anything totally new. Um, but I love it. Like that may sound like a negative. It's really not because as long as they do it well, it's good, and I think they do it great. So I'm pretty happy with it. Jeff, you played a little bit, right?
Oh, very little. I got to just a little bit after you get to the outside area, I guess.
Hmm.
The first little courtyard, or I guess courtyard area. So I
Right.
can't really speak much. It definitely felt like a Soulsborne to me. Uh, it gave me that Bloodborne kind of like it's not with like grotesque creatures and stuff like that like Bloodborne was, but the way the character moves, the way the hits sound, and everything, the way he crushes the health thing, the vials or
Yeah.
whatever they are.
It's
It's not like jabbing his leg, but it's a similar type of like really satisfying like
yeah.
animation and sound effect. It was pretty cool.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was gonna play the whole thing, but then that was when I was gonna supposed to try to play Street Fighter again, and when it wasn't working. So I'm gonna probably try to finish it tomorrow. Is it a long demo? How much like longer is there? I fought like one
It
what I would
depends if
consider
you beat
hard
your
enemy.
head. It depends if you beat your head up against the final boss. I was telling you
I just mean
this
like how
off.
long is the final boss basically? Like,
I mean, you could sprint through it in 15, 20 minutes, I
okay.
think. But like if you take your time and play it like a Souls game, yeah, it's probably an hour. I would say you can probably get a good hour
Oh wow. Okay.
out of that. Yeah, I think so. You that brings up a good point
And it
because
does save too, which is nice.
it does.
It's not
Yeah, I
just like
thought
you
that was
start from the
nice.
beginning.
Yeah. So they take you all the way up until the main boss of the first section of this demo, and that look, I am a an experienced player. I'm not God's gift to Souls likes, but I would say I'm pretty good at the genre.
Hmm.
And that first boss, whew, it took about 5 or 6 attempts for me to finally beat him. He's a tough boss. The barrier for entry to get into the main area of that game is going to be very, very difficult and may require some extra grinding just to get through it. That is a one of the toughest initial bosses in a Souls like that I've ever
Now
experienced.
I'm gonna
It's a
compare this though to Street Fighter as well, because like
okay.
this everyone said the same thing about the first boss of Wolong. But once you figure out the gimmick of the first boss in Wolong, it's extremely easy. Do you think it's
That's
that kind of
true.
thing that we're just not familiar with it?
I thought the bosses in Wolong were probably one of the easier aspects of that
Oh,
game.
they were, but there's only like
Yeah,
three that
so
were really hard.
I was never really impressed, but I'm not a huge fan of Team Ninja Souls likes anyway. I'm surprised I played Wolong as long as I did. But it is a very, very well made boss. Maybe not like aesthetically, but in terms of form and function and moveset, he's really, really good. And moveset is where it gets really, really difficult. I'm very meticulous when I play Souls games. I like reading movesets. I like trial and error of taking advantage of the dodging iframes and everything. So I really enjoy that chess match while you're learning a character or while you're learning a boss fight. And the move set's where it gets complicated because there's a healthy move set for the first phase because it is a 2-phase boss, and the first like the first move set's maybe 6, maybe 7 moves that he has, but once he hits the second phase, he has like 12 brand new like swings and slams that he has, and it is they're maddening because they have like really advanced hesitation moves. Like he'll swing and he'll stop and then he'll swing again. Like, and this is the first boss of the entire game. These are advanced Souls boss moves. So I was really, really shocked, and he gave me fits for a few attempts before I was able to kind of look into my inventory and be like, okay, let me see what these inventory items do. This gives me like lightning buff to my weapon for 60 seconds, and this is going to help me there. Let me use some of these throwable items and everything. And that's when I started to make a lot more ground on the boss, when I started to kind of learn the move set and use the tools at the character's expense and everything. So that is going to be a tight game. It comes out in October, I think, and I could not be more excited for that. That is going to be a must play. But that's it for me. Who else is next?
Oh. I don't really have anything to add. So, I mean, I played a lot of Diablo this week, and did my my 1 day of Destiny on reset day, and that was pretty much it. So in Destiny, we ran the new dungeon, so that was fun. And in Diablo, I'm just really enjoying the Necromancer. I unlocked the they start out with the skeletal warriors, and I unlocked the skeletal mages as well. So now I've got like 8 minions running around with me. So that's a lot of fun. Ran into my first like challenging boss that was at the end of one of the dungeons, where he pretty much wiped out all my minions. So it's just my Necromancer running around, and he wasn't leaving any bodies behind for me to res more, to bring up more. But so I was running around trying to do what damage I could, and essentially wait for him to bring out ads, so I could kill the ads and then bring out more skeletons. So I ended up beating it without dying, but it was the first time where I actually felt like I had to rely
Manage
on
your
actually
stuff.
yeah, it's like I where I actually felt like it was a challenge. Like it's been, and that's the thing, like I'm enjoying the Necromancer, but it has been kind of easy mode so far with the Necromancer. I mean,
The Necromancer,
I stand
he's
back, I use
actually,
decompose, and like
yeah.
I can use decompose, I can throw a spike, and then I can do a curse, and then I can blow up some bodies, and then res some skeletons, and like it's just rinse and repeat, and you're just like standing back out of the way of everything. And if something comes near me, I can just dash out of the way, turn around, and decompose again. So it's a really good loop, that's been relatively safe for my character.
I hope there's some tuning in the future, in the near future, with the Necromancer. The Necromancer was nerfed harder than the Sorcerer was.
Oh, really? Because I'm having
And
no problem. That's
well, right now the Necromancer is really, really good for early, like level 1 to 40 leveling. Like it's really
oh
good,
yeah,
quick
okay.
leveling. It's a great, great class for early going leveling. But right now, like the in-game prowess of the Necromancer has been severely nerfed. If you go down, because they're tracking like the top 100 players who get to max level in hardcore, and right now there are like 12 players who have done that. I don't think there's one Necromancer on that
Huh.
list,
Okay.
because the end
What are
game,
they all running?
right, it's mostly barbarians and druids because of their survivability,
Yeah.
and then a couple of rogues and sorcerers kind of like trade back and forth and everything, but it's
Yeah, I
mostly
can see that
barbarians and
because
druids.
the as I said, like the first challenge that I had was when the boss quickly wiped out all my minions.
Yeah,
And without that, I felt like I was kind of helpless.
yeah.
It was a lot of, run away, decompose, try and get it
Mhm.
to shed a flesh body, and
Yeah.
pull up a skeleton real quick, just to kind of distract him for a little while so I could decompose some more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that, like getting to some of the harder bosses later on. As soon as it wipes
Mhm.
out your minions, you're kind of done. Like unless there's bodies on the ground for you to work with, you're kind of done. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. If the necromancer doesn't work out, my next choice was going to be a druid. So that's where I'm going to go next with a second character if I decide
That
to do
class
that.
looks good, man. That class looks real fun.
I mean, you get pets and you get to turn into stuff, and yeah, it's just fun. That just sounds fun.
Someone in my group has a druid who is a werewolf build, and they also have he's a werewolf 100% of the time based off of unique armor that he has, and then he also has more unique armor that gives him werewolf because you can turn your wolf pack into a werewolf pack. So he's a full-time werewolf with full-time werewolves following him at all times, and he's a killer build. Every build is viable for druid right now. They're a superhuman right now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, good class.
Good to know.
Cool.
But yeah, that's it for me. So I am going to pass it off to Geoff, and we're going to talk some news and some showcase stuff. Let's do it.
Sure. For the news, actually, this just happened before we started recording. Not part of the Summer Games Fest, but it looks like Atlas, their Instagram account, accidentally leaked some stuff that is probably going to be announced on Sunday at Microsoft Showcase. I can't find my glasses. What a surprise.
They're on your head.
But
They're right on your face. I found them.
Yes, they are there now. Thank you, Jason. Wouldn't I'd lose my head if it wasn't on my shoulders or something like that?
Yep.
Whatever the thing is.
That's how it goes.
Persona 3 Reload has been is definitely a thing now. It's been rumored for a while. Actually, I think since April. I think someone saw it in like a sizzle reel really quickly or some kind of asset or something. That's coming out early 2023, and that's going to be a remake in the Unreal Engine for Persona 3, and also a game, Persona 5 Tactica, which I'm sure is probably just going to be like a tactics game based in the Persona 5 universe, I'm assuming.
Sounds good.
That's this November.
I'm excited for Persona 3 Reload for sure. That game is in a desperate need for it's so good, and it's just desperate for a kind of like a next gen redo. I'm a little bit unnerved with the rest of the internet because from the art that we saw, it looks like they're not going to double down on the female protagonist, because in later remade versions of the original Persona 3, they changed it from just the one male character to give you a female protagonist, and you can choose between the two. And it's looking like, just based off of that art, that they're just going to have the male protagonist, which I a little bummed out about. Because I like the look of the female character more than I do the
Did
male
you watch
character.
the trailer, or is it just like a screenshot that you saw?
It was the artwork.
Okay, because I think you can actually see the full trailer.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
I didn't link it in there. But yeah, I don't know. I remember playing the original, but so that's going to be a thing. Another thing that is a thing that is coming out 2024. The future is here, guys.
Finally, the future.
It is here.
What are we talking about?
Was it?
How would you like to
Dots?
put some goggles on your face?
I like skiing.
I do that when I swim. Yeah.
Oh, you like skiing and swimming?
Goggles for skiing.
I actually don't like
think
skiing.
That's a good one too.
It's too cold.
I love skiing. I think skiing's great.
Oh, it sucks.
Well, if you were to
You
put
suck.
glasses on your head, that could be VR, AR, so hardcore that it's actually XR.
Whoa.
Oh, XR. What does that stand for?
Extra ridiculous.
Extreme reality.
No,
I think Jason nailed it.
What did he say?
Yeah.
What did you say, Jason?
Extra ridiculous.
Extra ridiculous. Okay, I think that sounds right.
Yeah. So Apple announced their I fucking wrote down the name of it, and then
the Apple
Vision Quest.
Vision, right? The Vision.
The Apple Vision Pro.
Apple Vision
Quest,
Pro.
Yes.
Yes, and the Pro is like, it means that there's like 28 sensors in it that track
Or that
everything.
you need to be a professional athlete to afford the damn thing.
to afford the damn thing.
Yeah. This thing is coming to retail.
$3,500.
Whoa.
Yep.
$3,500
price range.
For some AR goggles?
Yeah.
What?
Does this stuff do cool things, guys? I didn't really look too much into it because this
yeah.
VR and AR stuff doesn't really.
I will admit, like
tickle me fancy.
the tracking is pretty impressive with it, but I don't think it's $3,500 impressive. Like it doesn't come with controllers or anything, right?
You do motion controls.
essentially
Yeah, it looks
it
down.
essentially tracks your fingers.
Yeah.
Like the tech is cool and all, but it's again, it's not $3,500 cool. That's the way I think about it.
I thought I had a gotcha moment when they started doing FaceTime. Because it's like they don't have a camera like pointing at your face, do they? Like how are other people going to see you? And apparently they have like a like machine learning AI avatar.
Get the fuck out.
That like scans your face and like makes it look like it's so uncanny valley. It's so freaky. But the people that you're FaceTiming with will actually see this little avatar that looks like, your face got plastered on 3D model.
And what do you see, like their face on the glass?
Yes. Yeah, you would see their face on the glass, just like a normal window, I guess, or whatever.
That's weird.
I don't know.
I mean, I honestly, I'll be honest with you. Like when Microsoft put out their
HoloLens,
the HoloLens, like I thought that tech was cool too. I think they were a little bit ahead of themselves. So the technology I think is really cool. But the price tag, like, I can't, man. That's crazy.
It's a bit rich.
I didn't even pay half that for my gaming rig. Like, that's not, and it's not. I don't want to call it an accessory because it's not an accessory. Like, it's a full blown device. But I don't know. $3,500 is not my bag.
Did you guys watch the Apple keynote where that was announced?
What they say?
I didn't know.
It was crazy because like Tim Cook was on stage and he did and one more thing, and then the crowd like blew up and went, "Who
gives a shit?
Gives a shit?
I don't.
$3,500. I don't.
Whoa. Good
I mean,
golly.
someone wants to get me one, sure.
Oh,
but
I would love it.
But it's more than a 4K TV for each eye.
Yeah, serious. It really is.
Again, the tech is cool, but I think they overdid it. It's like have an entry point,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I agree.
All right. Well, you know what else happened today, guys? There was a big event that today kicked off not E3 week.
Key 3, right?
Key 3.
Key 3.
Keighley
yeah.
3s.
Oh, is that what they're calling? Key 3?
Yep.
Sure. We are now. So Summer Games Fest started. I know, Chris, you were not able to watch the whatever. I'm not sure who was.
Somebody was.
But I'm looking at a lot of this stuff,
So
and it
what
looks
we'll
like
do-
some of this is repeats, right?
A lot of it is repeats, yes.
Yeah.
Not
so
a
we'll do
lot
something
new.
to kind of save on time because I think we're running kind of long. We'll do something, I guess, similar to last week is we'll just go draft styles, just pick something off the list. Maybe something that hasn't been announced yet or something that you saw the first time gameplay that you were like, oh shit. Okay,
Before we
cool.
jump into the list, I just want to just as a precursor, what did the guys who watched it, what did we think?
Well, I thought we were going to do similar to last time and go after that after we go through this.
That's
and
fine.
Just say
that's
what we
fine.
think overall.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine by me then. That's fine. Okay, so the list.
Yes. So So we're not going to just go down the list. We're literally just going to go. So Travis, I'm not sure if you listened to last week or the last one.
I don't listen to the show.
Sony one.
That's smart.
We're basically just going to go.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, seriously. We're going to go down and just someone just pick something from something that was on there that basically caught their eye or something that they're interested in. So we don't have to cover all the stuff that's on here because some of this stuff is real throwaway.
Well, I thought the show actually started off pretty strong with that Prince of Persia side scroller.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
I was impressed by their ability to have some really good looking character action combat in the 2D space, and pulling off combos and everything. I was impressed by that because at first I was kind of like, who gives a shit about it? And then I saw the combat and the platforming a little bit more, and I was like, that actually kind of looks good. It kind of looks good, and I remember that this is kind of Prince of Persia almost going back to its roots because it was originally a 2D game, so that was kind of neat too. So I thought it started off strong.
It gave me a vibe of Summer Arcade from Xbox.
Yeah,
one of those indie games. Yeah.
I think there was a Prince of Persia remake that was in one of those ones.
Quite
an
possibly.
early one. It was like they redid it in I remember it was 8. I don't know. It was okay. It was not that good though,
Hmm.
because that game doesn't really hold up. But this new one looks good. It looks like it's got pretty sick combat. That look
Mhm.
cool.
Well, one game
Jason.
that caught my eye that we had heard about and we've seen like a teaser trailer for was the Warhammer Space Marine co-op gameplay trailer,
Yeah.
which looks fantastic and so much better than the first one. And the first one was a lot of fun, a lot of stupid fun.
I did like the first one.
It was
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Better than it
Yeah.
should have been.
I agree, and I hope you guys get this because I really want to play it.
I
would
played
love to
I
play
played
the
the first
co-op.
one.
I'll
Yeah,
probably play it with you.
grab
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
I'll probably
all
play it
right.
with you.
Space
Yeah.
Marine.
Cool.
I dig it. I dig it.
Chris, something on that list.
So I'm kind of
This
looking
is gonna
down
be
the
interesting.
list.
Sorry, just because you didn't see it, so this is gonna be
Right.
interesting to see what you pick out here.
So I
You gotta pick the right
want you
one.
guys to tell me about Like a Dragon Gaiden. What is that? It looks like a oh shit, what is it called?
It's a
Like a Yakuza, yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
Yakuza based like beat 'em up. Is that what it's
Well, Yakuza
trying to
is
be?
kind of a beat 'em up.
Yeah,
Is it actually
it's
a
basically
Yakuza
the
game?
next Yakuza game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it
that kind of caught my eye, so I was looking at that. And
They,
then
Well,
I
don't say
immediately
and
went
then,
to.
Chris. Are you
Okay.
listening to the
Sorry,
rules,
sorry.
man? Jesus.
Sorry, dude. I don't have to follow the rules. I didn't watch it.
I'm just gonna
I
go
was
with the
working.
obvious one. The one I was looking forward to the most was the MK1 gameplay.
Yeah,
And they showed
definitely.
it, and it looked awesome. It looked
Yeah,
Look good.
like Mortal Kombat. It was gross. It made me squirmy.
it was gross and made you squirmy. Okay.
The first couple scenes that I saw, I'm like, okay, this looks kind of similar to the last game. But then they started doing some stuff with like lighting and stuff, and it looked really fluid. And
Yeah, graphically, yeah.
and then they dropped a bomb, the bombshell that is Stryker, and he's going to be Innocent's character.
That's
That's
your
all that
guy,
I
man.
need. That's my dude. I'm on
What
board.
if he's only a cameo character though?
They would tease me like that. They would do that because
They
you know
would.
what? He's too powerful. They don't want to have to balance him.
It's too OP. They're
yeah.
like,
I
no.
was actually surprised that there are some characters that will not be playable and only accessible as cameos. That I don't know
Yeah, I
how I
wonder which
feel about
ones.
that.
The door's not closed. Like obviously they're modeled and everything, so it probably wouldn't be that too much of an ask to make a full-fledged character out of them. So who knows?
That's fair. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But like
The
I like
cameos
that-
do
so-
look cool.
I like that like
This-
some of them have like their old school costumes, like Sonya and Kano. And
Mhm.
Yeah,
stuff
that
like
was
that.
nice.
That was cool.
When Jax ran by with his black and red tights, I was like, oh, that's sweet. I like that. I like that a lot.
But then
the
Stryker came
story-
out. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
That's
and
when
then
Jason just forgot
Stryker
everything else
came
after that.
The story parts I thought was cool because I was like, okay, well, when they reinvented the storyline for Mortal Kombat back in 9, they did the time traveling reboot of the story already. So I was kind of confused when they were like, hey, in the story, we're going to reboot the storyline. But I'm like, you did it 2 games ago.
Right.
I like what they're doing with this because they're actually kind of going multiverse in a way with this
Yeah,
because
seems like it.
now, because instead of Raiden being the powerful god and corralling everybody together, Liu Kang is still going to remain the god and he's going to corral everybody. And now Raiden is the human young upstart who is going to, I would assume, take the original Liu Kang position. And I thought that was a nice juxtaposition between the original way that they've rebooted it before. So got me really excited for the story part of that. I think it's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah. They look super young too. Like they're going way back. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And Jean-Claude
Cool.
Van Damme got announced. That
That's
he's-
interesting.
That he's
That's
voicing
interesting,
Johnny
yeah.
Cage. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they murder him
Travis.
like immediately in the trailer. So-
Oh, that'd be funny.
they did it. They
Yeah.
sliced them in like 5 different pieces.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like in the actual game if they murder him like right away. Like in the actual. Never mind the story.
In the story, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I saw. I know you're going.
Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
Travis, what's another one for you?
Can I give 2 because there were 2 games that were previously announced.
Oh,
But
okay.
uh,
Oh, you can play that one.
Spider-Man 2, we've already had the big trailer like last week or 2 weeks ago. But that is going to be we got the release date October 20th, and they came out and said we
Mhm.
are highly confident that it's going to hit that date. So
I'm taking that day off.
I am
From
Torturous
holding
looking pack.
I am holding Brian Intihar to his word there. If not, I will never forgive him until the game's released, and I love it. And then the other one, which was very similar, but we actually did get the gameplay trailer, was Alan Wake 2. I have been replaying Alan Wake 2, and I will go back and say, even with the remaster, that game does not hold up well at all. I would even say
No?
it holds up
I have
terribly.
it. I haven't played it yet though. The remaster, not the original.
Oh man, I didn't realize how bad those cutscenes were. Like they're choppy, they're badly edited. It's bad. Like Alan Wake's kind of a dick to his wife, like a real piece of shit. And I was like, man, I always thought Alan Wake was kind of likable, and he is severely unlikable in that first game. But I'm excited for this one. I thought the gameplay, I thought it looked good, but it was maybe like a, I don't know, what was that, 45 seconds? Like in a
They
minute
basically,
long
I didn't. And
gameplay
they showed
trailer.
what
It
they
wasn't.
already showed in the trail. Like when they
It was
showed
in
that
the trailer
trailer
already.
every
Yeah.
single thing that they showed was in that trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that
So
was
they
a
didn't
little
really show
odd.
anything new.
Yeah. But yeah, that's looking like it's still going to come out this year. I'm excited for it. I mean, I want to get my hands on it. I'm gonna play that one bad.
And they did kind of say something interesting. You're going to play the two characters and kind of go back and forth.
And you can choose. You choose
You
when
can
you
choose
want
one or
to.
the other. Yeah, it's not like a scripted thing.
Yeah,
So
that's interesting.
that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Jason.
As long as you don't miss out on anything, like there is some concern there. I want them to flesh that out though, because I don't want
I
their
hear
like
what you're
if you
saying.
choose to do Saga back to back, like you're gonna miss what happened with Alan, like in that
While you're doing
chapter. Like
stuff with Saga, yeah.
like I don't want that kind of replay value, you know, to like I beat the game once, and now I have to play the game all over again and do all the opposite options to get the other. I hope they don't do that. That would kind of, I wouldn't like it at all. Yeah.
No, wouldn't be cool.
No.
Geoff, I'm not going to lie. We're kind of getting down there already.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Remnant 2. I didn't know about that one. So that took me by surprise. I don't know if you guys played the first Remnant. It was pretty
I did
pretty damn
play
good.
a little bit.
And this is just like Cowboys
It's the first time I
versus
saw
Aliens.
gameplay for it, I think.
Yeah, definitely for me. But no, it looked like Remnant right away, so I'll give that a shot.
Cool. Chris, I see you highlighting something down there.
I did. Lisfanga? I just watched the trailer for that. That looks fucking cool.
What'd you call me?
I don't know if I'm saying it right.
I think that was
Lisfanga?
one of the games of the service ones, I think. I'm trying to remember which one is that one?
On. It looks like it's like an isometric view where you can create duplicates of yourself and rewind time and like
that did look good. Yeah,
it looks really cool. Like I'm all about that. I'm looking at some of the other things on here and you know, I looked at Lord of the Rings and that just looks like Deep Rock Galactic, but not.
I didn't think that looked interesting at all.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's Deep Rock Galactic, but not in space. So I kept going down and looking for something that was interesting, and I was like, never seen this before. And that trailer looked like fun, man. Like I am. That is on my radar now.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at this here, I'm not sure if it says more about the showcase overall, but we're already down to slim pickings at this point.
I know.
I mean, most of the stuff is stuff that we know about. Like, I'm super excited about Baldur's Gate 3. I'll be honest. Like, I'm probably gonna buy that. Spider-Man we knew about, really excited. Black Desert, I'm not a big, you know, I haven't played Black Desert. Like, it's super impressive from a visual standpoint on what they were able to do with that engine, but like, you know, I've never played it, so I don't really know. Travis already talked about Liza P. So there's what else do we need to talk about on this list besides the one at the bottom? Right,
there's a big one. Yeah.
You don't want to talk about the Pokemon with guns game?
That was interesting.
So what is that?
Palworld?
Okay, I'm going to look right now. Come on now.
It looks like that's basically what
it's like super violent, but still cute. That's what you have next to it. I'm like, what does that mean?
Well, it's not super violent. It's just you get guns and shit.
It looks like a 3D Pokemon. Then all of a sudden they whip out a minigun and just start mowing down other Pokemon. Yeah.
And a Gyarados. And one of those other things.
An Uzi
I
and
don't
a
know what language you're
flamethrower.
speaking right now.
Oh my god!
It kind of
like a
reminds me.
minigun.
I said this in the because there was one like Pokemon style character that had like artillery strapped to it, and it gave me vibes. I don't know if you guys remember this cartoon and toys. They never got really huge. They were called Dino Riders.
Yeah, I remember those.
Like these guys
Yeah.
crash land on space, and
Oh,
then
sure.
they equip dinosaurs with like artillery and stuff like that. And it's kind of like that, but with Pokemon. So it's a super weird game, but I can see people who are fans of Pokemon like there are some people who felt like a lot of those games were lacking, like the recent releases were lacking. So I could see like this could be like, okay, maybe like a kind of like a Liza P Bloodborne situation. Like, well, we don't have Bloodborne, but this is something that can like hold me up until From Software gets off their asses. So
I mean that
I,
just looks like Pokemon with guns. Like even the actual creatures look like they're right out of Pokemon.
yeah, it's really
Oh
weird.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's the fucking foam stars of Pokemon. So I guess I'll go with like I don't know. I would throw like I thought the Sonic game looked all right for a 2D stuff. I don't know if I'll play it though because
Sonic Superstars.
Yeah, Sonic Superstars. And I thought Jason would have been. You're not pumped for John Carpenter's Toxic Commander? Okay, guess not. Did we lose him?
Can't hear you, Jason.
Sorry. No, not at all excited. Sorry, John Carpenter. I love you, but I don't love zombies anymore. I'm kind of done with them and have been for quite some time. So,
like where
it's funny because he's a gamer, you know, and this is something that he would make, right? So it's like, oh hey, they did the thing.
It wasn't surprising.
I don't think I want to play it though.
Yeah, looking at this list, honestly, right here is where the show kind of lost me. It was a bunch of games that, and I know you can't see this, people that are listening or watching actually, but after the Liza P announcement and stuff, it kind of went to a lot of games as a service type thing and stuff like that. So I guess should we talk about Final Fantasy because they did?
Not really.
Well,
there's another game.
I'm going to say that I'm really excited for the Sonic game now. I'm sitting here watching this and like this looks awesome. It looks really good. It's a 2.5D Sonic with 4 players at the same time. Like
how does that work though?
Cool.
Because I mean, the Sonic game's all about speed and getting from
going fast.
Yeah, you can't go fast unless you're going to leave people behind. I don't.
I mean, you can play 2 players on Sonic 2, and it's the same idea.
Oh, and that was hell though.
And it was
It was.
It was no
it's
fun.
a Sonic game. Of course it's hell.
Yes.
They've always been bad, guys. They've always been bad.
They're not bad. They're difficult.
Always been bad.
Yeah, well, stop sucking at them.
Travis is not wrong. Leave Travis alone.
1, 2, and 3 are good.
I am totally fine being good. No, the first game was good because I remember the first time playing it and thinking it was rad and stuff like that. But it just never
his foot
really
and everything. Yeah.
Just really never changed after the first game, and
Oh,
and then when they went 3D, it got even worse. So it's like, it's a very, very hard. It's almost like a Superman effect with Sonic. It's hard to do anything different than the side-scrolling games because a character that's like supposed to be like the fastest thing in the world, like it's really difficult to kind of like match things up with that power set. So like I don't envy the developers trying to make a really, really good Sonic game. It's just that there's only so much you can do with that character. I actually thought that game Banishers looked pretty interesting. I would have liked to see.
Oh, that did look kind of cool.
I would have liked to. Yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more gameplay to kind of see like what that game, like what you're doing, like moment to moment. But the world and the story was really, really interesting. Like there seems to be like a really interesting like ethical conundrum. Like this guy's essentially a Ghostbuster, and you play 2 characters, it looks like, as well. And like the ghost character that's with your character is from like it seems like they can access like the same area but from another time. And then the main character can mess around the world that he's in, but he's also trying to send other ghosts and other entities back to into the afterlife. But he also should be sending this character that he's connected with to the afterlife, but he seems to be refusing to do that. So like I'm interested in that dilemma.
They had a serious relationship because they were like holding hands, like interlocked and stuff, like they were lovers or very intimate with one another. So I'm not sure if she's from a different time or not, but
Yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah, it
It
looks
just
neat.
seems like they have to have access
Oh,
to that.
Okay.
that was neat.
So, but yeah, I was
Yeah, this looks
interested in
cool.
that. I want to see more. I want to see more of that. Party Animals looks fun as well. I would like to play that with you guys.
Ooh,
For some reason, I thought that was
dual-wielding
already
melee
out.
weapons. I'm about that.
Is that out?
Yeah.
Trying to look through the list. Witcher season 3 trailer. I mean, I was already going to watch that.
Well, for respect
I
of
think
time and moving
that's
this,
everything.
yeah, we should probably talk about the Final Fantasies now.
The Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Which
The
disc
Final
do you want to
Fantasy.
talk about?
I was underwhelmed.
The pre-order
as much
disc.
as I love
Oh.
as much as I love the first remake game, and I think it's great, and I'm sure this game is going to be great. It just seems iterative. It seems like more of what was great before, and which is fine. I'm cool with that. I was excited to see Elena of the Turks. She was the star of the old mobile game, the old phone, like flip phone mobile game that they had. So it's good to see her actually be a part of this this storyline. So that was cool. That was probably my biggest positive takeaway. But overall, like, we've seen some gameplay in a I think it was the Game Awards where we saw the first gameplay trailer of this. And there was a scene and the first thing I noticed was there was a scene of Cloud and Sephiroth walking through a field, and they were walking through a field of like knee-high flowers, and all the
I
flowers
forgot
were
about
moving
that
out of the
trailer.
way, and it looked really, really good. Oh my God, they're really upping the ante graphically on a game that already looked great. And then we go to this new gameplay trailer, and they're not affecting the grass around them and everything when they're running through it. And I can already tell a difference that it looks more like, I don't see that visual upgrade that I saw in the original trailer. So I was kind of underwhelmed by that too. But there are some definite story implications that are going on where there seems to be like two parallel realities happening at the same time, because in one reality it looks like Barrett and all of our heroes are still in Midgar and injured and being taken away, but yet we know that they're also free in the real world after Midgar was, attacked at the end of the remake. So a lot of weird stuff going on in there, and I don't know. I was just kind of, I don't know about you guys. I was a little bit underwhelmed. It looked samey to me.
I've been waiting not desperately, but just like I've been eagerly anticipating seeing something from it, and this gave us a pretty good look at it, I think. So I suppose it met expectations. I wasn't blown away or anything. But,
Yeah.
It was pretty much what I expected. I thought I saw it.
Some people were
visually.
very excited that it's going to be 2 discs. Somebody in the audience
Why
was
is
like,
that a
2
thing?
discs.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
people
know
were focusing because they had the release window and it said on 2 disc, and
Yep.
everybody was focusing about the 2 disc when they weren't focusing on the fact that the game got fucking delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
It was supposed
moved
to
to
be this year.
2024. Yeah, it was supposed to be this year. So I was like, oh, there were 2 discs, and I'm like, it was delayed. Why are we not talking about this? So I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, I haven't played the first one yet, so I've been kind of
Oh,
waiting.
it's good.
I like it.
Oh no, I
It's
know, but
good.
I've been kind of waiting for them to release the second one so I
Yeah.
could just play both of them. But I don't know. Maybe I'll
wait
just.
for the third one.
There's a third one.
Didn't they say it was going to be a trilogy?
Yeah,
I
that's what
thought it was going to be 2 games.
I think it's planned to be a trilogy. Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, well,
You're going to be waiting a while, man.
yeah, I guess I might as well play it then.
To be
I mean,
fair, this game's coming out pretty quick, all things considered.
Yeah,
after
quicker
the
than I
last
thought it was
release.
going to be. But
Yeah.
like you said, there's not that huge leap. That could be why. They're just iterating on what they did on the first one. I thought there was a little bit of a graphical upgrade in terms of detail and stuff, but like you said,
Right.
yeah, the next geniness of like physics and stuff didn't seem to be there. It's gonna be interesting
The
to
game
see
already
how
looked good.
16
It already looked good.
looks. Oh, it looked great.
I see Aerith is still around, so they don't actually get to her death in the first one.
Well, we don't want to spoil
You,
it.
yeah, you got to play it.
It's just Midgar. The first game is just Midgar.
Okay.
Yeah. So going back to what Travis said at the beginning, what do you guys think of the thing overall?
Overall,
The
there were a lot
showcase.
of segments where Geoff Keighley was paying the bills. A lot of free to play mobile games, but like an overabundant amount. Like I would expect a few, but it just seemed like every other ad was something that we're not going to remember, that we're not going to sign up for the beta, that we're not going to become a founder of, that we're
Mhm.
we're not going to give 2 shits about. to be honest.
Mhm.
So that was a little deflating, but they did hit their high marks, I guess, with like Spider-Man and Final Fantasy and such. So, and Nick Cage came out.
Oh yeah, Nick Cage is going to be in Dead
Dead
by
by
Dead
Dawn.
by
Daylight or
Daylight.
Dead by
Yeah.
Daylight, yeah.
Dead
Dead
by
by
Daylight.
Dawn.
Yeah. I knew it was one of those asymmetrical, like someone's stalking you, you got to kill them game.
hmm
He's not the stalker though. I think he's one of the survivors. You get to play
Yes. Yes.
I was disappointed. I'm hearing online a lot of people giving high praise to the show, and I don't know where that's coming from. There was a lot of things that we already knew were happening, a lot of pre-announced things, um, and the things that were pre-announced that we got a little bit of an extended look, like Alan Wake 2, like Jeff said, it was kind of an underwhelming gameplay because the majority of that was already in the trailer. Um,
it.
I just don't think it was very, very good. Like, this is supposed to replace, like, everything that Jason said was there. I respect paying the bills. I get it. Find another damn way, Jeff.
Well,
Like,
they
like
did
find
though.
another way.
Like I'm
Did
not sure if
they?
you remember last year's. Yeah, last year's wasn't that great either, but it was loaded with ads. Like they took
Yep.
breaks for like ads
Mhm.
constantly. So this one they didn't do that, but the trade-off, they got more games as a service type stuff to show off, which is probably where he made the difference.
Yeah, and
So it
I
is kind
don't
of
think
like
it.
which one of the worst two evils do you want to accept? I guess I don't know.
I don't think it works. You know, I don't. I think something like that works for maybe like the Game Awards because it kind of feels more organic to have commercials in an award show. But for something like this, when look at the end of the day, this is currently right now, for all intents and purposes, replacing like a major E3 showcase. And this is supposed to take that place, and it doesn't feel like that. Not just in the pacing of the show, which was all over the place, especially in the back half, but in the games that were offered. Like in this venue at this time of year, we expect some new IP, like some really, really good new IP announcements by solid developers. The only thing that I could point out was Banishers. Like I like Focus, and I like I like this interesting take. Um, but other than that, nothing really grabbed at me. Everything was previously announced, and the things that I saw, like the extended looks, were not impressive to me. So I don't know. I hate being like a Debbie Downer. This is my favorite hobby in the world, and I'm usually pretty positive about video games. But I had E3 level expectations, and I feel that every in terms of like games that they showed, I feel like every game awards overshadowed this.
No, I
Um,
don't think it was that great either. I just kind of
yeah,
was expecting it. It was
yeah. So
good at the
now we sit
beginning.
here, and Microsoft is our only hope. And God damn, that
You know what
feels
I'm holding
bad
out hope
saying
for
that.
now? Like I would have bet money yesterday or today, an hour before the Keighley showcase, that Shadow of the Erd Tree would be there. And
I was assured.
now I'm thinking that might actually be on Sunday.
Okay,
That's the
I
only
hope so.
thing. I
I
mean,
hope
that's not
so.
the only thing. That's the only hope I have of seeing this before the year's over, unless it's at the Game
Mhm.
Awards. And if it's at the Game Awards, that means that it's not till 2024 when we see this thing or play it. So, but in the
Yeah.
meantime, I don't know about you guys, but Jason and I are going to be playing Street Fighter in our Exo Primal.
Oh, yes.
July.
I can't wait. I was on the fence with Exo Primal. Let me tell you, this shot me right over the edge. I'm all about them dinosaurs now.
Oh my god,
I don't hate the
dude!
cyborg Ryu and Guile. I don't hate it though.
I
They're
don't
cool.
either. But this is the thing that really fucking pissed me off, and it should have been so obvious because there was something in between. But they showed that one announcement removed from Mortal Kombat 1, MK1, and when they showed Ryu, or they showed like the metallic like arm, I
Mhm.
thought, and because it started with Street Fighter, I thought Jax was going to be in Street Fighter 6.
That
That's what initially came to my head because I
would
was
have
kind of
been
like
amazing.
distracted. Oh my
Yeah, I
god! And
can
then it
see
was that
that.
because I was in the chat with some people from the Discord, and so some things I just we were kind of like talking here and there, and I was like, "Oh, what? Are you fucking kidding me?" And I was a little bit behind everybody, and I remember like Zace was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be disappointed, dude." Like, but yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, that was the showcase. Then there's not too much to take away. That's super exciting, but you know, maybe it'll improve next year.
Did you guys see anything out of like Days of the Devs or the
I did not
Devolver?
be able to attach that.
Shadows of the Damned is getting re-released, remade.
I did
Really?
see that actually. Yes.
Devolver
Really?
announced that. Yeah.
That was a like, I don't really get into AA games as much as you guys, but that game sucked me in hardcore. That was a great title.
You
I
just like the
loved.
penis gun.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. I just
You don't
remember
remember
like
the big chatty
Mhm.
dick gun?
Was the name Johnson or something?
Probably.
No, that game was stellar.
Hotspur
I'm excited
Johnson.
for it. So is it
Hotspur,
just
that's
so is it essentially just like a HD re-release?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah, cool. I'm down for that.
All right, so I guess next week we got Microsoft, Ubisoft. Is EA doing one? I don't know. I don't think EA is doing one. But
I don't know.
maybe we'll be disappointed next week too, guys. So stay
Can't-
tuned for sure.
Can't wait.
Loads of disappointment.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Thank you, Geoff Keighley.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what's next. Jason, I think we have something from you, right?
Oh yeah, we got a voicemail. Let me make sure that this is gonna
woot
work
woot.
though. Let's see. Jason audio, don't worry about that. Discord, yep. Desktop audio. There we go. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
Here we go.
yeah.
Time for another edition of
Hello, everybody. How
Yo.
have you been? This is like
Wow.
a blast from the past. So I guess I'll
It
go ahead and
is.
get on to the questions. I remember a long time ago I asked you about peanut butter and jelly. So let's bring it back, guys. What was it? More peanut butter, more jelly? And then what type of jelly? And why is grape the best? Thank you.
Oh, feels good.
Same.
That would be delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I agree
I-
with everything you said except for the jelly. I'm going strawberry. Got to go strawberry.
See, the funny
Yeah.
thing is, like, I'm with you on the peanut butter, and I am 100% even between strawberry and grape. So I could take either one. I love them both. If I have,
Hey, let your son do the fence thing. Get it? Sitting on the fence. Fencing. Yeah. All those things. We're almost done.
if
We're
you
almost
have
done.
to explain it, it's not a good joke, Jeff.
No
That's it.
shit.
If I had to
I,
pick one, it
um,
would probably be grape. I'll be honest. What was the last thing Aces said? I didn't catch the last thing he said.
Why is grapes the best?
Oh, why is grape the best? I love grapes.
I
Okay.
I actually don't do jelly whatsoever on my peanut butter sandwiches. I don't
I
like
would-
it whatsoever on peanut butters.
I would choose Nutella
why the hell were
over,
you
over
agreeing?
jelly. Peanut butter
Well,
and
I
Nutella
thought
is the way to
Jason was
go.
gonna. I was agreeing because I thought Jason was saying that he doesn't do jelly at all. I jumped the gun.
Dude,
I've
you
done the peanut
introduced me
butter
to
on a
peanut
waffle
butter on
before.
pancakes, and that shit was
Absolutely.
delicious.
Peanut
Yeah,
butter
I've done that
pancakes,
before.
peanut butter waffles. You know.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm not a fan of like jelly in a sense. Now, if it's like a fresh like pack of like or jar of preserves, I feel like that's in a whole different level. So like if there's like a charcuterie board or a cheese plate or something like that, a little bit of preserve on there, I can fuck with that. Yeah, I can do that. But like just cheap sugary jelly, not a fan. Don't like the texture, taste, anything.
No wonder you can't change a light bulb.
Don't know how those connect, but yeah.
You don't like jelly? Of course not.
The expensive stuff. I get someone to do that for me.
Oh, I don't even go to the
Enough.
supermarket. I pay someone to bring it to me. I'm not going to go out like
Gross.
shop or talk to people. No, no, someone's just gonna come drop it at my door. No.
All right. Jason, is that it? All right. I think that we are finished for tonight then. Do we have anything else before we wrap up and get out of here then?
I don't think so.
I think we're good. I think we're great. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join our
Yes.
Patreon if you haven't done it already. Join
Check
our
out our
Discord if
link
you.
tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you thank you guys very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, please tell a few friends about us. And as Travis said, please like and subscribe. Definitely helps us out. And check out the link tree right down there. Boom, boom, boom. But until next time, my name is Chris.
No, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Travis.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next week.